Whether you're planning the trip of a lifetime, or you just want a weekend away, we've scoured the globe for the most exciting things going on in travel in 2018. We've investigated the best tours and cruises launching in this year, as well as brand new tourist attractions and exciting new flight routes. Stay tuned to find out which destinations we're rating for a trip in 2018. Madrid, Spain. As Barcelona struggles to cope with overwhelming numbers of tourists, savvy travelers should turn their attention to the Spanish capital of Madrid. Madrileños are fiercely proud of their city and, although it might not have the landmark sight of other capital cities, the architectural backdrop across the city is stunning. And exploring its neighborhoods turns up delightful local bars, where tapas is still served free with una cana, a small draft beer, and there's a refreshingly unpretentious post-midnight nightlife scene. Downtown Los Angeles, USA. Recent gentrification of downtown Los Angeles makes 2018 a great year to visit if you're keen on arts and culture. Joining the world-class Geffen Contemporary at Mocha, renovated by Frank Gehry, and the Broad, lauded for its free entry, unusual for Los Angeles, the new kid on a Little Tokyo Arts District block is the Institute of Contemporary Art, which was founded in Santa Monica and moved here in late 2017. The surrounding streets are packed with public art and galleries. On the second Thursday of each month there's a self-guided downtown art walk with special programming into the evening. The Faroe Islands, Denmark. If your idea of a spellbinding destination is Iceland without the tourists, then try this remote and rugged archipelago in the North Atlantic Ocean. The Faroe Islands landscape is pristine and the beauty of its fjords, mountains and lush green valleys is staggering. Most of its 18 islands are connected by tunnels and bridges, so it's best to hire a car to explore. You might not see another vehicle for hours. Still not convinced? You can now explore them on Google Street View thanks to a savvy campaign by the Tourist Board. Valletta, Malta. The tiny capital of Malta is the joint 2018 European Capital of Culture. It shares the title with Dutch city Leeuwarden. The fortified city of Valletta might be diminutive in size, but its successful bid has proved it has huge cultural potential. Integral to the win was the redevelopment of the covered market, Atlantic Taalbelt, and the old civil abattoir, Il Bicerija, for project space, plus the street art and entertainment that are a part of everyday life on the atmospheric squares and lanes around the city. Hampshire, England. Hampshire will be playing a key role in the 2018 celebrations of the centenary of the British Royal Air Force with events and exhibitions, including at FAST, Farnborough Air Sciences Trust, and its museum, and at the 2018 Farnborough International Air Show from 20th to 22nd July. If planes don't float your boat, then head to Hampshire for gin instead. You can tour the Bombay Sapphire Distillery at Laverstoke Mill, or take a cocktail masterclass. Hampshire also produces high-quality English sparkling and white wine at its vineyards such as Hambledon, plus you can ride the Real Ale train on the famous Watercress line. Dundee, Scotland. The UK's first UNESCO City of Design, nominated for its diverse contributions to fields including medical research, comics and video games, was also recently named Scotland's coolest little city by GQ magazine. Dundee deserves the accolades. 2018 will see the fourth largest city in Scotland emerge as an arts and design destination, with the Vienda Museum of Design opening at the heart of an ambitious waterfront regeneration. Dundee is already known for modern Scottish cooking, and boutique hotels are opening to keep pace with visitor demand. Johannesburg, South Africa. The vibrant center of sprawling and multicultural Johannesburg, or Joburg, epitomizes Southern Hemisphere rejuvenation. Public art installations, cool gallery spaces, street markets and a weekend music scene that oozes sophistication, think jazz, electronic and hip-hop, are all attracting favorable worldwide coverage. 2018 is the centenary of the birth of Nelson Mandela, and Johannesburg and the Nelson Mandela Foundation are at the epicenter of honoring his life and work with initiatives, projects and events. Moscow, Russia. Moscow is one of the hosts of the 2018 FIFA Soccer World Cup. Other host cities include St. Petersburg and lesser-known Kazan, the destination of a new 3-hour high-speed train from the capital. The Kremlin, Red Square and Lenin's tomb are the emblematic heart of the city. A lively nightlife, an extravagantly ornate metro system and Europe's highest observation deck, set to open in January, are less expected. Cairngorms National Park, Scotland. The Cairngorms is the UK's largest national park, twice the size of the Lake District, and its high tundra and pinewood forests are havens for wildlife. Hiking takes you up close to ptarmigan and capercaillie, both part of the grouse family, red squirrels and osprey, and perhaps even Britain's only herd of reindeer. A great family destination. You can travel there on the Caledonian Sleeper overnight train, visit castles, an adventure park, or head to Loch Morlich, which has the highest beach in Britain and a water sports centre where you can rent kayaks. Oh, and the Snow Road Scenic Route has been launched, a 90-mile journey from Blairgowrie to Grantown-on-Spey, crossing the highest public road in Britain and travelling through the outstanding landscapes of the Eastern Cairngorms. St. Helena, British Overseas Territory. Until October of last year, the only way to reach remote St. Helena, the Galapagos of the Atlantic, was a 5-day journey by Royal Mail ship from Cape Town, South Africa. Although it's still possible to arrive by sea, the tiny island has now opened its long-awaited airport with flights from Johannesburg or Cape Town via a stopover in Namibia. It's worth a journey to enjoy marine wildlife watching and swimming with whale sharks, hiking to the island's highest peaks or stargazing. The night sky here is phenomenal. If you're PADI certified, you can dive crystal clear waters to deserted wrecks, seamounts and caverns. Taos, New Mexico, USA. The artistic hub of Taos is the ideal road trip from the transport hub of Denver. You can drive down in just 4 hours, or break up the journey at Great Sand Dunes National Park in southern Colorado. Once you hit New Mexico, the roads are practically empty. You'll see the stunning vistas, expansive skies and colorful wildflowers that so inspired artist Georgia O'Keeffe. Historic Taos has unique landmarks, including Taos Plaza and the multi-story adobe buildings of Taos Pueblo, not a museum, but a home to Native American Puebloan people. Just outside town, visit the Rio Grande Gorge Bridge for spectacular views. Newcastle and Gateshead, England. Science and industry meet art and design for the Great Exhibition of the North, a one-off celebration of everything that's great about the north of England. Between June 22 and September 9, the twin cities of Newcastle and Gateshead will be exhibiting inspired technology, street performance, cutting-edge culture and magical experiences, set to the overarching theme of the blazing world, the fires of invention. Throughout the Great Exhibition, visitors will be able to explore the cityscape on 3 themed walking routes: the Seeing and Wonder Art route, the Thinking and Style Design route, and the Dreaming and WOW Innovation route. Meanwhile, the Baltic Center for Contemporary Art will invite 5 northern and 5 international artists to create work on the exhibition's themes. The Baltic States, Europe. Special centenary events in Latvia, Lithuania and Estonia, including a rumored visit from Pope Francis, will celebrate the 1918 independence of the Baltic states. The collapse of the German and Russian empires led to independence for these 3 Eastern European countries, which they kept for nearly 30 precious years before World War II took it from them once again, only to be returned in 1991, as it continues today. The capital cities of Riga, Vilnius and Tallinn are distinct from each other, but all are exciting cultural hubs, with beautiful old towns. And don't forget that each country sits up against the Baltic Sea, with a gorgeous coastline of white sand beaches and sleepy seaside resorts. The Skellig Islands, Ireland. Skellig Michael, the larger of County Kerry's 2 offshore Skellig Islands, has hit the headlines as a filming location for blockbuster Star Wars movie The Last Jedi. To visit this tiny, craggy UNESCO World Heritage Site. Take a boat tour from Port Magee. Landings are seasonal and weather dependent. Book well in advance, and see where monks in the 6th century once built modest, dry stone homes. Back on the mainland you can enjoy phenomenal views of the Skelligs from Skellig Ring, an 11-mile, 18 kilometers, offshoot of the famous Ring of Kerry, but much lovelier and more wild, as the road is too narrow for coaches. La Rochelle, France. This sleepy seaside resort on the French Atlantic coast gets overlooked all too often for the south, but it's the perfect family escape. La Rochelle has a gorgeous old town, great beaches and atmospheric seafood restaurants dishing up mouth-watering Mal's frites. To extend the weekend, head just offshore to Chic Isle de Ré, which, outside peak season, makes for an idyllic getaway. Costa Rica. Costa Rica is a clean, safe and family-friendly destination, with a tropical climate and decent infrastructure. Its natural beauty boasts a coastline on the Atlantic and the Pacific, rugged mountain ranges, rivers, volcanoes and rainforests. This tiny Central American country is already a must-visit destination, even before you add its conservation and ecotourism credentials. Costa Rica has plowed investment into protecting its biodiversity for years and plans to be the first carbon-neutral country by 2021. Families who are keen on outdoor adventures such as ziplining, rafting, horse riding, snorkeling and hiking, or spotting incredible wildlife including sea turtles, dolphins, birds, butterflies, monkeys and sloths. New tours and cruises for 2018. Cruise operators are pulling out all the stops to help travelers reach far-flung, and closer-to-home, destinations around the world in 2018. G Adventures has a host of new tours, including an exciting sailing trip in Sri Lanka, plus tour operator Explore is tackling over-tourism with its newest range of tours and underrated destinations. There's a lot to look forward in 2018. From family theme parks to excellent museums. There's a brand new aerospace museum in Bristol, England, and Yosemite National Park's Mariposa Grove reopens for visitors. Plus, a brand new Human Towers Museum is opening in Valls, Spain, which hosts the biannual competition.